out of the rough. I'm Fred Arnold, and in this show we're going to highlight opportunities and solutions to help get you out of the rough and into success, both personally and professionally. In these challenging economic times, I want to provide you practical solutions to many of today's challenges. And today I'm joined by two friends, Jim Ventress. Jim is the outgoing CEO of the Boys and Girls Club in our valley. 29 years of service. Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. And of course, my good friend Gary Saenger, Saenger Associates, an executive recruiting firm who's been involved with the Boys and Girls Club for 25 years. Welcome to the show. Well, we want to highlight really what the Boys and Girls Club's all about. And Jim, tell us about your leadership and tell us about who you serve in this valley.
Well, children ages 7 through 17, we try and focus on kids that need us the most, and that could be kids that are in a latchkey situation. We have the fees low, so if you can't afford the other programs, you can afford the Boys and Girls Club. And our focus is after school, is to keep the kids busy. And a lot of the parents are working, so what do they need us to do? A safe place for their children, maybe a healthy snack, homework, huge. And if they need help, a little tutoring, and some of our best tutors are the honor students that volunteer after school from the high schools and the college. And so it's been a very successful program, really helped the parents. And then for the kids too, just a place to have fun, meet new people, and whether you're 7 or you're 17, you will find some friends there at the club too. So, and it's daily, it's every day.
Well, some people don't realize the importance of what you do 7 to 17 years old. You talk to any law enforcement throughout this country, and they say the biggest challenge they have are kids running around from 7 to 17 years old, unsupervised.
Yeah.
And you're able to keep an eye on the children and what we call them children, right? The kids, teenagers, and make sure they don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Especially middle school, because somehow maybe they've been in daycare and they think, oh, well, they're a little old enough to stay at home in a latchkey situation. And there's reports that say no. There's a report out, a Carnegie Foundation, that said if a mom could stay home from at any period of time, it's birth to 3 and 11 to 14. 11 to 14,
yeah. And I always say a young boy needs his father.
Yeah.
Very important, especially a teenage boy. So, Gary, you got involved early.
Yes.
Tell us about the early days of your experience.
I think this to be a fact. I think that the Boys and Girls Club changed from the Boys Club to the Boys and Girls Club, and we were the first club west of the Mississippi that did that. Having 2 daughters, that was meaningful for me. I saw when walking through the club the respect that the kids had for one another. And back in the days when kids can be pretty much kids, right? But I think that discipline of showing the respect, of having the leadership, but also having, in some ways, that second family, was very meaningful for us. The organization has emerged from one organization where basically the fundraising and the board running the club was one. It was then split into a governing board and a foundation board, which was primarily the responsibility to raise money. I've stayed on the governing board through these 25 years of labor of love, and just have seen, we were calculating before, there's got to be somewhere around 25 to 30,000 alum from the Boys and Girls Club that Jim and his team have touched.
Yeah, I've influenced.
That's really a privilege. When you think about the comparison of this city, this community, with some of them on our fringe, or the gang activity and the murders, the bad stuff, I think we're really blessed to be in such a wonderful Santa Clarita Valley, Santa Clarita City. It's just been a pleasure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Some of the early sponsors you have in here, Ed Bolden, Tom Lee, Newhall Land, Tony Newhall, Tom Velos, Clyde Smythe, Gary and Myrna Condi, Connie, Warden Roberts, all those, Bonnie Rabjohn, just people that wanted to give back to the community, and you've been working with them for years. And I want to talk about something that you do every year called the auction. This past year, the auction, it's the big thing in town, the auction, and Win in Rome was the theme this last year. But tell us what the auction does and what it provides for the Boys and Girls Club.
First of all, it's a good time for the community.
It's a great time.
It's a great time for the community. And as you know, every year we have a different theme.
And it's in the springtime.
Yes, and right before summer hits, we try to have it. But over the years, at one time, the auction was 2/3 of our entire budget was that one night. Fortunately, as we've grown and we've have other fundraisers and other ways of income, it's roughly about 20% of our needs, dollars for operation. But it's as a team, it's a committee. We have about 15 key people that run it. But when it's all said and done, there's anywhere from 150 to 200 volunteers that put this wonderful event on, and it's a fun night.
Yeah, and you've overseen that for so many years.
Some great items too.
Was it the 43rd auction?
43rd.
43rd auction. So if you're a business out there and you want to just donate,
Right.
Companies, hundreds of companies donate.
Oh, yes,
Or individuals
yeah,
donate.
yeah.
And then, boy, how many people were there this year? 300-400? I mean, there was a lot.
There was about almost 600 people.
600, okay.
Yeah,
I'm off a little bit.
Just a bit.
And a big, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was also one of your send-off parties for
Yes.
29 years of service. But you can get great items and most of all raise funds to help protect our children.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. We're going to jump to a quick break, but you guys stick around a little bit. I want
Sure.
to talk about a few more things the
Happy
Boys
to.
and Girls
Right.
Club does. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Ventress and Gary Saenger, we're going to jump to a quick break, and we'll be right back.